More places are asking for a tip these days, but are you buying into it? If not, you wouldn't be the only one. From the teenager who made your sandwich at the deli to your local coffee shop barista, more and more service providers might expect something a little extra. But does that mean you gotta pay up?
Tipping can be imposing.
Coming into the coffee shop just to get your daily coffee, sometimes you feel obliged to tip.
The service is good, they deserve their tips.
In a recent Consumer Reports survey of more than 1,000 American adults, 27% said there are more situations today where they're expected to tip than there were just 2 years ago.
Consumers are becoming increasingly resentful about the idea that they have to tip people just for doing their jobs. Like, really? I have to tip a smoothie maker? Or what about the barista at the coffee shop who swivels a little point-of-sale iPad in your direction with a pre-calculated tip?
As for how much to tip, Consumer Reports has some guidelines.
A simple rule of thumb is to tip 15 to 20% of the pre-tax restaurant tab. Don't tip less than 15%. If the server was rude or offensive, speak to the manager, but don't stiff the server.
Another finding from CR's survey on tipping, 46% of Americans say they favor a system that would do away with tipping altogether and instead charge higher prices, a remedy promoted by restaurateur Danny Meyer, the founder of Shake Shack. But how do consumers feel about paying higher prices in exchange for not having to tip?
I think that if tips were included on the check like they do in many other countries, it would be easier.
I would not be willing to pay higher prices if tipping was included in the service.
I do like when the tip is included. It's kind of like a no-hassle deal.
Tipping aside, another challenge can be splitting a tab or figuring out who owes what when you're at a restaurant. Consumer Reports recommends apps like Tab, Settle Up, and Plates to get the job done. I'm Amira David, 7 Action News.